Hey boys and girls, today in our video we're going to be focusing on learning PUBG. And the thing about PUBG is it's not a game for everybody, and it seems to be one of those dying games. So I want to try and boost its value with possibly bringing in a new class of people that maybe just didn't understand the game as well as they could. So without further ado, I should be talking to my classroom. We're going to make sure that you guys get as educated as possible with this video so that we know what we can expect from the game itself, and hopefully bring in new players, because it's quite boring only playing with 1,000 others. Depends. But yeah, you guys don't worry about it. Each and every single one of you, we're going to make this a fun one. So without further ado, let's get into it. And I start off quite rough with just saying PUBG is a game. Yeah, it is. PUBG is a fun game. If you haven't played it before, it's about a couple of people jump out of a plane onto an island, and the objective is to be either the last alive or to just kill as many people as you can to gain points. But at the end of it, there can only be one winner, so either you need to be the last alive by surviving or by killing all the other players. Now, we've got to keep in mind that some of the other players are able to kill some of the other ones, so that takes away the pain of killing all 99 others. And there is this thing that they call the blue ring. Now, the blue ring comes in every couple of minutes, and it reduces the play zone of this battlegrounds, and that makes it a little bit more interesting, so that you can't just sit somewhere on the map and hopes no one ever finds you. You have to constantly be moving in towards the center of where this ring closes off. Now, there are certain ways to regenerate your health. You can regenerate your health even when you're in the danger zones, but eventually it becomes more and more difficult to stay alive in those positions. So the game itself has general basics like you shoot, you've got aim, you can move around, you can climb certain obstacles but not everything, and there's a couple of jump and grab mechanics where you can maybe run from one location to the other and then grab on above something, sort of like what I just did there. Not really, like more like this, so that I can grab onto the edge. And yeah, so the rest of the game itself is just played by pure skill, I guess. And the aiming and the guns is very difficult. There's a high learning curve into the recoil of a lot of the weapons in this game. This is the map. So this is for Miramar? I'm actually not too sure. Yeah, this is one of the bigger maps besides the desert one, and you can land pretty much anywhere you want to, although this red and white line is where the plane flies that you'll be jumping out of. So you can either choose to land somewhere close to this line, which would probably be highly populated, or you can try and go out a little bit further, but the chances of reaching these outer edges where the line is very low. So in order to do that, if you did want to, you always can jump out, maybe search near the roads for a vehicle, and then you can drive as far as you need to and then come back into the ring. There is a cost though. Each vehicle has fuel, and the fuel is used by each vehicle independently, and it might change on depending on how far you go or whether you're holding your boost in, which would just be shifting while you're driving. So as we can see, this lands very close to one of these coastal areas. So I like to stay away from the line, just out of personal preference. And I'm always searching for my 2 or 3 favorite guns. So that would be the M4, the Scar, and the Kar 98. If I don't get any of those, then we just work with what we have, and that's how the game goes. You land, you find what's in your building, and you play with it. You've got backpacks, you've got helmets, vests. All of these things can, except helmet of course, can increase your inventory space. And if you don't have a bag, you can pretty much carry what your pockets can hold. And sometimes we don't have deep pockets, so That's something that might hold us back from doing any better on that side. But yeah, we're about to go into the match, so now we get into the plane. We're flying from right to left. I'm gonna temporarily mute the game just so that I can continue talking. So this is the plane that you fly in, and it's a nice C-130, I think, and you travel across the map. So you can either choose to jump out now. All those little dots you see flying in the background, those are players getting ready to dive, and you dive first and then your parachute opens automatically once you reach a certain range close to the ground. You can choose, however, to open it up earlier, and that's how you can get more distance on the flight, but that's all dependent on how quickly you want to get down to the ground. Now most of the time I've noticed on this map, it always closes off towards the military base, but sometimes every now and again it does close off in other areas. So it's really based down onto luck. No, not every game is the same, and you might land with a lot of people or nobody, but that might change over time. So I'm about to open the chute, so once it has, and get the volume back, headphone warning, and it doesn't look like anyone's landing too close to me, so I'm just going to start off with this small orange house and slowly work my way into the ring. So kind of a poor landing. You want to always try and land close to a door where you can get something, and right off the bat I get one of my favorite weapons, which is the scar in my hands. There's a vest. We can also have grenades. Well, there's two functions to the grenade. You can either just chuck it, or you can pre-cook it so that by the time it lands it possibly can explode. So I don't need a level 1 backpack to take over my level 3. There's also pistols. I'm not too big of a fan of some of the pistols in this game, and I did take the revolver, which I should probably throw away. Okay, so next thing is next. Move on to the next building. Always check your surroundings. Right now I just need a helmet. That will complete my armor for now. Pressing tab helps you look underneath objects that are on the ground without having to pick them all up. And basic movement is WASD. Sights, very general only sights. You start off in the game, you have to find better aiming devices. So that's all up to luck, I guess. So for now, yeah, when you pick up something while you're doing something else, it cancels the animation. So try to make sure you always finish what you want to do first, and move on to the next one. I'm getting a lot of 5.56, which is great because both my guns use it. It would be great if I found a mini now. Okay, Warzone has started. So like I said as before, the ring starts closing and it changes the size of the play zone. I got a helmet now, and I'll show that in a second. Just want to get to a safer location. Cool, so your map is now situated as it is. I've landed over here, very far to the left, and I need to get into the smaller circle. Now this zone over here, I have it on colorblind mode at the moment because it's easier to see the shots. Is known as the red zone. Now this will pop up randomly over the map, and it just sends down a bunch of artillery fire. You can try your luck and run through it. Sometimes you live, sometimes you die. But yeah, it's better to be indoors when you're in one of those zones. So right now I need to just loot up and make my way to the inner ring. Once I'm in the inner ring, then I can decide to loot a little bit more, but chances are everybody's moving that direction now. Now you can't see the blue zone starting just yet, but in about a minute or two you'll see it coming closer towards me. So still just trying to find maybe a better vest for now. I've got a decent helmet. yeah, so still just searching around. At this point it's more of a looting game, so we'll find what we can find. Did I have scopes for both guns? So earlier I was talking about different ways that you can heal yourself. The one is these bandages. Now in this game you can't go above 100 health, so what ends up happening is if you heal yourself you can only heal to about 75%. So to get that extra 25 at the end, you need to use these things called boosts. Now you've got little PUBG energy drinks, like these ones. You have adrenaline shots, which give you a full bar of energy, and you have the pain pills. Now the painkillers generally are stronger than the energy drinks. The adrenaline shot is stronger than the pain pills. Okay, so now that I'm quite looted up, I'm going to start moving towards the inner area, and I'm going to check map again. We should be able to start seeing the blue coming in. So I don't know if I'll make it on foot, but I'm going to try. Now if you do get a full boost, which would be the yellow line above my name, then you get a little bit of adrenal glands. I know that from StarCraft, that you run a little bit faster. Okay, there's someone in a vehicle passing on my left side. They have a better chance of making it to the ring than I do, but for educational purposes I'm not too worried about that. And yes, putting your guns away does allow you to run faster. So at the moment it's just a race of time. Blue's catching up. I'm on one of the wider sections, so it will take a little bit more time to close onto me than if I was on a very odd circle area, if I can explain that better. This section closes slower than this part, yeah, so if I was there it would be catching very quickly. So I'm here, it's not catching as quick. So we might be able to make it. I will use the boosts if necessary. I don't want to waste them right now, just so that I've got a better chance of surviving the ring. So by holding down left alt, I'm able to turn my head without changing the direction of my person running, which is very useful at times where you want to look around yourself without losing your direction. So for now everything's fine and dandy. I'm alive. I'm running across an open field, which is never safe in this game, but because I can assume that most of the other players have made their way into the ring already, I don't think I'm in too much danger. Now there is a vehicle right in front of me. How close is the ring to me? I think I can make it by running. But running is always a little bit boring to watch the whole way through, so here's our better vest, nice, and we'll take the car. Let's go dust here. So let's keep the car sounds in the background and we'll enjoy a nice drive towards the ring. Now some cars offer better protection than others, so I will be switching to this vehicle over here. Slightly better armor on the vehicle, and at least it's closed off, so if somebody decides to shoot me from the rear, they're gonna hit a little bit more bodywork of the car. And I think I'm traveling too close to the edge of the water, so let's put a new marker right about here, and here we go. We're quite close to the ring now, so we have a couple choices whether to stop off and run into the ring or to keep driving. Generally if you drive you're gonna meet a bit of action. So let's see if somebody starts shooting at us. There is a vehicle in front. Now there's at least one person towards the right side. Yeah, we're being shot at from the left, the small compound. Sounded like there was someone straight ahead of me. So So I'm gonna jimmy this direction and we'll go just past the farms. There was someone else, I didn't see them, I was looking towards my right, checking the map out. So it looks like we can already head to the next ring, because the circle did close there. So now we're already in the third closing, which is great for our position. You can see someone's parked their vehicle over there. They're inside that blue house. Now everything's still fine. All wheels are intact. A little bit busy this side, but nothing like a little bit of a drive to see how everything's going. So I still want to get myself a rifle with a better scope. Sniper rifle to be specific. So I think I'm going to stop somewhere here. But there's a vehicle just randomly positioned in the middle of nowhere, which tells me that it's very likely that there's another player in the area. High chance that there might be someone hiding inside. And for me, a big tell that no one's here is if you see boosts or medical things on the ground, you know that nobody's checked it yet, because nobody leaves them. Okay, so there's a high chance that someone's about to find me now. I'm gonna just chill here for a second, and let's take a look how the ring's doing. So the ring closed up to this point, and then the second shift that's going to happen has closed to here. I'm very close to the outer edge. Sometimes it's better to go straight to the center, but at this particular moment, I think I'm feeling quite safe around here. I think it's a good time to use my adrenaline shot. You can either right click it or press 0 is the default key for use. That player is looking for me now. I think it would be wise for me not to sit indoors for the moment being. Take a look outside and see what we see. By pressing shift, I get a slight zoom on the weapon. Cool, so ring has shifted. I need to shift with the ring, and I can hear the tank on my right side. It's more of a heavily armored car than it is a tank. I don't think the ring's too far from me right now, so I'm not going to panic about taking a vehicle. We should be able to see this tank over there. Yeah. Okay, so N makes your map a little bit bigger. N for November. There's somebody behind that rock. Could be on top as well. I don't want him to see me, so I'll try and get across here as quick as I can. It's very likely that there's still someone behind me, but seeing as all the cars drove past, I'm not going to worry for now until I get shot at. There's a bit of an awkward finishing area, because everywhere you need to get to, you have to cross in the open. And with most of the players probably having snipers, this isn't going to be too much fun. But we're at 17 alive at the moment. That shooting will keep some eyes occupied, so I think I'm going to try to get deeper into the ring. I've got to always watch windows of these small places in front of me, because at any point somebody can start firing, and it's quite scary when you don't know where you're being shot from. Everything seems to be fine. There are a compound in front of me. There is a couple of houses. It does make me nervous, but at the same time we'll just see what happens here. Now the big question is, what are the chances that one of these places has a good scope inside? So I am going to brave it out and look in. That's what I'm talking about. It gets a bit scary, but if you just hold your trigger down, there's a high chance that you'll make it out alive. So I want a bandage. I want to use. Oh, I don't have a first aid kit. Let me take his. Then I'll use mine. Really? Okay. So that yellow bar right above my health bar is the boost. I'm going to use another boost to try and get it as full as possible. And I can loot his box better by taking what he has. So he does have a better scope than I did. Better backpack too. Oh, he had a Kar 98. So I'm going to swap out the M4 for the Kar 98. Get a little bit of his 7.62. You mean I don't have enough space? Let's throw away the bandages. I've got a few seconds to make a decision before the ring starts closing, so I need to see now or later. Okay, I'm gonna rather go now. Let's see how far the ring is. It's quite far from our position. I'm going to not hesitate on a run through here. Kind of scary because we are very in the open. If we keep our angle, should be fine. So I'm nervous for the car on my left because it's pretty sure that someone stopped off there. I heard shots right in front of myself, so might be a bit of close combat in the next couple seconds. But right now I'm just hoping for a clean cross, make it into the ring, and hopefully everything goes fine. There's a sniper to my far right side. I don't want to interact with them just yet. There was some shooting just beyond those ridges. I don't know how safe I am to run across. I'm going to go anyways. See a player to my left. Oh, this care package landing so close to me makes me feel uncomfortable, because there's a high chance that people will be looking this way now. That wasn't too far in front, less than 100 meters. And try and be safe. Sneak up a little bit. Now this player did have a Groza. Can kill me very quickly. So I am in the ring now, which is good. These boosts back up, 3 alive at the moment. As far as I can tell, it's this guy behind the tree. And the guy that didn't die north of us. So I'm gonna move a little bit this way. I know he's gonna have higher ground on me. Ooh. This gives me my chance. It's intense, it's 1-on-1, so of course I want to win. Oh, he got me. Headshot. Ah! That could have been my first introductory, let's play the game, just have a bit of fun, and we win the game, but unfortunately, that's how the game goes, so let's see how he got me. I think I might have peeked for a little bit too long, and he got the shot. Because I had a silencer, I actually had an advantage. Oh, he sees me. What a random shot. And that's the end of the game. Got to the final 2. I don't think there's a better educational video out there. And yeah, so you win some, you lose some. That's PUBG. You either get the chicken dinner or you don't. And in this particular video, it was more for educational purposes. 1 kill, 167 damage, which is actually very bad, but very good at the same time, because I came 2nd place. So my points were quite high for the game itself, and yeah, that was it. Thanks for watching and enjoying this educational video on what PUBG is about, how to play it and things like that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the content and you're stressed just as much as I was when all the shooting was going down. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it is free, and see you guys in the next video. Cheers.